What's going on, YouTube modeling community? Pappy here at West Georgia Rides and Customs. Going to do a little tutorial today, and I thought what better way to do a tutorial except for doing it on this old the '69 Camaro that I've got. This is part of my finish it February build. This one's been sitting in the it's been sitting in a box for a few months. I was able to, of course, spray it and get the stripes, on it. Why have I got it sitting in a bath? Because what I'm going to do today is wet sand. I get a lot of questions, as far as with wet sanding and clearing cars. What do I do? Well, first thing that I like to do, of course, after it's, I let the paint cure, at least a good 2 to 3 days. This paint's been curing for a while. This is probably I'd say it's been sprayed, I'm going to say probably 3 or 4 months. So it's got plenty of time to cure. What I do is I'll take, of course, get a container big enough for the, for the body to sit in. I run it just deep enough to where, it just sets down in there, where the body will sit down, not totally submerged, but at least I'm allowing some water to, cascade up around the, where I'm standing at. Now, what do I start doing? First thing I do is evaluate how smooth the paint job is. This one was pretty smooth. I was able to, I didn't have any orange peel in it. So really just knocking out any boogers or, little dust particles that may have built up in that first paint is fine. Another thing that I'm doing right here, of course, if you noticed, I actually painted the stripes on. So being able to smooth those down as well as, and then come over it with a clear is the next step with that. We're not going to hit it with too much of an aggressive grit today. And another thing that I get a question on is what type grit or what grit sandpaper do I use? Well, normally if it doesn't have a lot of orange peel, I normally just want to start off with maybe an 8,000. If you can find you any, these are fine as far as the, any 8,000 grit automotive brand, cut it up. I'm not going to use a whole, I'm not going to use this whole thing. I usually cut these up into small squares, maybe a 1 by 1. But I found these little, let me find, these are some, this is 12,000. This is an 8,000. Actually, I've already cut the 8,000 up. 6,000, 4,000, 3,600, and then 3,200. And really, the more aggressive the grit, the more, if you got a lot of orange peel, start off with this and then start working down. Even I cut these into small, as you can tell, that's really, I cut this one in half. So I set this one to the side. I actually, once I cut it, that way I number the back of it, I know what grit it is. So I've cut this one, this part of the sanding. This is a sanding pad. If you use, and I highly recommend, just don't take, cut these into 1 by 1 squares and do it, use your finger. Get you a little sanding pad. I've found sanding pads, everywhere. So this has already got a pad built onto it. And then what I do, I just throw them in, I just throw a couple of them in here and let them get wet. And then here's what I do. We're just going to have a little fun doing some sanding. Of course, turn it to the right side. And then just keep it, I do circular patterns. And I just find me an area and just start. And of course, I'm starting right here on this front nose cone, or the front nose piece. And I'm just gonna, and then, and wash it off. That's warm soapy water. Why have I got soap in here? Well, number one, it cleanses. It keeps your, any accumulative oils from your fingertips from polluting the surface, and it also acts as a lubricant, on the surface of the body itself. So you're not really, it's taking away any oils, but it's also doing it's cleaning. It's but it acts like, say, like a lubricant, just like you would even when you would wet sand a real car. A 1-to-1. Now, do you see me doing it like this? No. I do small circular, and then paying attention that I'm also I'm also keeping my pad wet. And I'll also change the ends of the pad each time as I come down. And then I'll throw that one in there and let it soak for a few minutes. And then I'll just start working my way back up to, down that 1/4 pound. Just like that. And I'm taking out, there's not, luckily, and I'm gonna knock on wood, I didn't have any orange peel on this at all. I mean, I was actually shocked there wasn't any orange peel in it. So, but you're not trying to cut through. You're just cutting that top surface of this base coat. Is all you're doing. Just like that. If you take that finger and say, I'll take it and I'll just I'll lightly just feel it. I've got just a little bit of an edge right there, but pretty soon you won't even be able to feel any of these. And once you get it smoothed out, it's pretty smooth. That's actually, then take it out and I'll wash it off with just some warm water. And once I do that, I'll take and just set it out and let it dry. I know you get tempted, I know I do, when I'm on a small fender line like that, to go up and down like that. Try to refrain from that. But right there is the best thing I can suggest doing, is keeping that circular motion, and just make sure that you're not burning through in any areas. There we go. And you can pretty much see, as you're making progress down through there, just imagine that water, or that the water being the clear, and that's pretty much how you're gonna. And then have you be able to set it outside. And here's the hood. We're gonna do the hood as well. Let's see if we can. And cutting it up, cutting a small pad into small pieces like this, it works great. It beats the heck out of it. You're doing a 1/25th scale hood right here. You're not doing a 1-to-1 scale, so it's not really, a full sheet is not needed. Cut them up into 1-to-1. I mean 1-to-1. Cut them up in 1-inch squares, and then do your sanding. It works much better. Have you? I just use what I've got right here is just about it's probably about a 3-inch deep Tupperware. Probably I'm gonna say probably a 10 by 12, 3 inches deep. I just run it full of warm water, and once I do the warm soapy water, you don't want it so hot that it'll distort the plastic. You're just trying. It's just kind of a medium lukewarm. And I can't stress anymore. Just keep dipping what you're, and then I take it and I'll pull it out, and then I'll look and see if there's any boogers or anything. I call them boogers. They're dust nibs. And then then get then we get the body back, and we just kind of look. We just kind of give it, and I like to do a finger test. I'll take, if you feel any dust nibs, boogers, whatever you want to call it, they'll happen up. You can actually, no, I can't even feel that stripe now. It's pretty solid down through there as far as where all these are. And then now that I've got now I've got this wet sanded, I'm going to be able to, and you can save these. That's what I'm saying about these pads. These pads, if you keep them, washed out, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'll get them squeezed out. Then I'm pretty, I'm pretty content with what I've done right there. And then I'll be able to take this body, take it in there under the sink, and give it a final rinse, and then I'll bring it in here, let it dry out, and then I'm ready for some clear. But I hope this helps anyone out. If you got any questions, drop me a line below. I'll be glad to try and answer as many as I can. And folks, remember, if you can dream it, build it. God bless y'all. Pappy out of here.